What's up guys, it's Chad here with G-Reviews. I'm coming to you from my garage today. Got a little project out here involving this part of my wall right after this. Today I got something special I'm going to be installing in my garage. It is the Ibera adjustable bicycle wall hanger. I have two. I'm trying to install my bike, which is a 29-inch mountain bike, and my wife's 26-inch just beach cruiser bike on this wall behind me. I'm going to put one at the bottom, one further up, and we're going to see how these things work. The claim to fame on this is the fact that it's adjustable, so it should be able to handle a female frame and a male frame, so we'll see how that works out. Alright, what's included in the packaging? We have the actual mount that goes to the wall. It's got 3 bolts on top. It's even labeled, I'm not sure if you can see that. A, B, and C on the actual metal, and it has corresponding instructions, so that goes on the wall itself. This is the actual bike hanger. What's nice about this is it has, this right here is going to be 2.5 inches, so it's going to fit most frames. We'll see if it fits. It's a nice kind of smooth plastic, and then down here you have Velcro, and then it has corresponding Velcro straps you can use. And obviously on the back you have a very nice ratcheting system. So if your bike, if you want to get a much wider spot, you can. If you want to make it narrow, this tries to fit majority of the bike. So if you have to hang it kind of like that, you can. So we're going to go from here. Obviously you have a little book of instructions, and you have the hardware. So I'm going to find an actual stud. You can either put this into drywall or a stud, but my wife's bike is actually pretty heavy. My bike's a little bit lighter, but the fact it's in a garage next to a vehicle, so I don't want them to fall off the wall onto a vehicle, so I'm going to put them into a stud instead of just a drywall. Here we go. This is my wife's Schwinn. It's the Lulu model. I got it from Target. It's a great bike. The bike weighs 40 pounds. I just looked it up on the internet. The mount itself is rated for 40 pounds. So we're going to hopefully get this thing to work correctly. First things first is I want to measure exactly where I want to mount the actual unit itself. Okay. So what I want is I want the bottom of the tires to be actually over the frame here. So what that means is I'm going to want the bike approximately right about there. Okay. So I'm going to measure on here from the ground up to where a male crossbar would be. Okay. So from the seat to the actual fork tube up here, top of the tree, I'm looking at about 32 inches. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure 32 inches from here. Alright, so I'm going to put a mark right here at 32 inches. Alright, right there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a pen dot on my wall here. Alright, let me try to find my... I use this for many things at my house. It is a Zircon stud finder. This is the cheap model. They make cheaper and they make more expensive. So this is kind of actually right in the middle. But I'm going to find this stud. I'm just going to put it on the wall here. Alright, it actually will tell you exactly where the center of the stud is. So you're going to want to put a little mark right here in the center. Alright, so I found the center of the stud, and I found the height at which I want. So I'm going to measure down from that, and right about here is where I want it. Alright, let me just make sure I got that correct. Yep, right there in the center. Hey girlie. Man, that's not milk, that's juice. Juice. Alright, we'll cut the video and I'll be right back. this is the units put together. I mean, I haven't screwed in the screws at the bottom because I'm just going to put this base on first and then screw it on. But if you see this track system at the bottom, it's actually adjustable from the wall. So if you have a bike with wider handlebars like this beach cruiser style, it's going to be obviously further out from the wall. Okay. Now I measured where I want the actual top frame of the bike, so I'm going to have to measure this distance. Okay, this distance above the hole that I made. Okay. So right here is where I want the bottom to be. Alright, so I'm going to have to measure up. And I'm just going to draw my holes for the screws. Alright, I got the instructions right here, and I noticed in the hardware package you get three screws. Okay, there's actually 4 holes on the bracket. I read into it and I'm like, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright, this right here on the left, okay, this is for instructions on drywall or wooden. Okay, so I'm screwing it into a wooden stud behind drywall, so I'm going to be using this. It says put a screw in the bottom hole and then 2 top holes closest together, one in the center, one off center. If you're going to be putting this into a stone wall or masonry wall, they give you the little anchor points, but then they want you to use the 2 outer ones. So I wish they just gave me 4 screws so I would put all 4 holes, but I guess I'll have to just find another wooden screw laying around here somewhere. First thing I like to do whenever I'm drilling into wood, especially for something that's load bearing, is I like to drill pilot holes. So I'm going to drill some pilot holes and we'll go from there. And then I do a couple little other passes through there just to make sure it's nice and open for the screw, obviously. Alright. Got the first one put in there, not too snug. On to the next 2. I decided to go with the left, top, middle, and then the bottom. So all we do now is we install this. There's 2 screw holes. I don't know if you can see those or not. 2 screw holes on this, and it corresponds to two screws with washers that go up underneath. So we're going to get those installed. Those do take an Allen wrench. They do not provide an Allen wrench, so I'm going to go find my Allen wrenches. Alright, found my Allen key here. Obviously you don't want to tighten them down all the way, so you can still adjust it to the bike. Alright, those are still loose enough so I can put it in and out. I do believe this bike's going to take the... So a little leery about putting a heavy bike on this, but I'm not going to pull on it myself. But we're going to see how this baby works. The bike is on the rack. It's a little bit... These arms are supposed to be a lot further out, and obviously this angle is not good for this particular unit. So I'm going to try something else on this just to see if it'll help it out a little bit, because this right here is not, it's not engaging the actual lock pin on the back. So I'm going to try one more thing with this bike. Alright, see this little contraption right here? I use this on my mountain bike to put it on my bike rack on the back of my 4Runner. It's an adjustable, pretty much it makes a top bar out of any bike. So obviously you just put this around the top bar and you go around the bicycle post on the frame. You get tight, and then you obviously tighten it down to where you can spin this little thing and lock it down. So hopefully this will it's a lot easier, except when I hit that. There we go. That is way, way, way better in my opinion. A lot safer. It doesn't put the rack into weird angles. So that right there is going to be, in my opinion, probably the safest bet. Obviously, I'm going to put this as close to the wall as I can, so the least amount of torque is being put on the actual bike rack. But so far so good. I kind of like this. Obviously, I can still have storage underneath the bike, and it's pretty flush against the wall. I'll do a little side shot of that. All right, so here's pretty much the bike, and that is the bike rack. As you can see, I'm a little bit leery about that. It just doesn't look super safe with that mounting system. But as you can see, I mean, I have it as close to the wall as I can. The handlebars are touching the wall. And like I said, it still has another ½ an inch or so that I can move it out. And like I said, this little bar right here is actually what's really making this much safer. They're trying to put those two things through the frame here. So I'm going to try to mount up my mountain bike on it and see if I like it. And then we'll go from there. I'm going to plan on mounting the next one higher up. So we'll go from there. Obviously, I just threw my mountain bike up there. This is a 29-inch Specialized. Again, on this particular unit, I got it specifically for the adjustability because I thought it would be okay to fit in the frame here. It's not the best for that. These things right here would have to fit through these little small areas on my frame. The front one could, but the back one can't. So again, these little like $19.99 crossbar brackets here would save you on this particular rack system. As you can see, it fits just fine. This bike is like half the weight of my wife's beach cruiser, and I feel much safer with this being a 40-pound weight limit and the bike being around like 25 pounds or so, around there. Obviously some mountain bikes are a lot lighter than that. So far I give it 2 thumbs up on this. Again, I feel like it's secure much better with this bike because this bike is a lot lighter aluminum than my wife's bike. So we'll go from there.